Great to see. Great to see you.
All right, so this is the bus, huh?
Yeah.
This is the bus.
This is the bus. No malarkey.
No malarkey.
Mr. Vice President, thank you very much for having
Well,
us.
thanks for being on the bus.
On the
Appreciate
bus.
it. And thousands of jobs that are good paying jobs.
So those are things that young people would want. Why do you think there's an enthusiasm gap?
There is an enthusiasm gap. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about a lot of young people who say Joe Biden's got a lot of experience. He's been around a long time, and that's not
Come
what we
with
want
me on
right now.
college campuses. You don't see that. You guys keep saying that.
Well, because I talk to people
You
who
talk to
say,
people.
I want someone from the outside. I met someone tonight at
Sure.
the town hall we were at.
I'm sure you have.
She said, I want someone who can bring some outside energy because I don't think an insider can beat Donald Trump because he is so outside the norm that the moment demands someone who is not of the establishment. What do you say to someone like that?
I say the fact of the matter is that's not the case. The case is, look, the next person you elect to be president has to be able to pass something. Name me one thing. All the rest of the candidates combined have passed that's gotten major things done. The Violence Against Women Act, the chemical weapons ban.
It was such a different time. Do you
No, it's
think
not a different time.
It's not a different time. You don't think Donald Trump has fundamentally changed
Sure,
how
no,
the
no.
parties talk to each other and whether or not you can cooperate?
Yeah, no, I get that, but you still can't cooperate. Look, after he was elected, I was able to get almost $9 billion passed 2 weeks before he got sworn in January. You all told me it's impossible. Come on, give me a break here. Donald Trump is the reason why you need someone who knows what they're doing. Donald Trump. Name me somebody who's going to be able to stand on the world stage and immediately command the respect of everyone in the world, our enemies as well as our adversary, as well as our allies. I know all these people. This is the only reason why I'm running this time is because of my experience.
Well, Barack Obama was able to do it, and he didn't have very much experience at all.
No, that's not true. Think about it. That's not true. What happened was, one of the reasons Barack Obama picked me as vice president is because he lacked the background in foreign policy. He's a brilliant guy. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how to get it done. Answer the question. Who went up and got it fixed? So you're not. You know the truth.
It's not my job to answer.
I know it's not your job to answer. It's not your job.
I appreciate the sentiment. You brought up the ticket, so
The
I want to
sentiment.
ask you of a ticket and a running mate.
Yep.
And so I want to ask you about that because
you available?
Senator Kamala Harris is
Yes.
no longer in the race. And that leaves the debate stage for the next debate in the Democratic primary looking very white. All the people on the stage will be white candidates. And that is just not, as you know, that's not representative of the party. If you are the nominee, can you commit to selecting a person of color to be on the ticket?
I have not a little tiny bit of a problem picking a person of color or a woman.
Can you commit to that?
No, I can't commit to that because
How
here's
come?
what I know about vice presidents. You have to have someone who works with you who believes exactly like you do on the strategic notions that you support. The reason why the historians are writing about Barack Obama and I having the closest relations with everybody is we trusted each other completely. He was able to give me entire chunks of responsibility where I didn't have to report back because he knew I knew what he was thinking.
And you can't
We
know
agreed.
right now that person
And you
would be
can't
a
know
person
that.
of color.
You can't know that, but there's plenty of people of color. There's plenty of women who haven't run. You got senators. I can think of 4 women senators off the bat that would be great vice presidents. I can think of several women who are in fact lost races recently who are completely capable of it. I've always done that. This is who the country has to look like. The administration should look like the American public.
I want to switch gears and ask you
Sure you
about
do.
what happened the other day at your town hall because
Yep.
you got a lot of attention for it. A man stood up and started throwing false allegations your way about your son Hunter Biden and his work in Ukraine and your work as vice president then in Ukraine, and you responded by calling him a damn liar. And then you challenged him to push-ups, and
I
then
was
you asked
joking
him
with him
for an
because
IQ test.
No, he came along and he always said he said he's entitled to do this. He said you're too old. He said you're too old. I can't vote for somebody as old as you. I said okay. And he was challenging what kind of shape. So I kidded. I said, "Want to do a push-up contest?" I was joking. Look, I'm in pretty good
Which is
shape.
what Donald Trump says a lot. Hey, you can't take a joke. I was joking.
No,
The point-
no.
But the
Don't
point I bring it up-
compare me to Donald Trump.
But people
Don't
did
do
at the
that.
town hall I was
No,
just
they
at.
didn't.
Yes, they did.
Well,
they said to me, the woman you met at the end, 94-year-old Mary, said to me, I was so disappointed in him. This is a direct quote. That is not the Joe I know. He sounded like Donald Trump in that clip.
Well, look, what Donald Trump says, he makes fun of people. He belittles people. He lies. I don't do any of those things. Period. The fact of the matter is, this guy stood up and he was in fact lying. And I just pointed out, you're a liar. It's a fact. He lied. Period. And so, maybe I shouldn't have kidded with him about that, let's do push-ups. It's like I was out here in a parade, a 4th of July parade.
But I think people's point was, in this time when you talk about needing to restore civility, it's so important to so many people.
That's not civil? To call someone who
Call
lied a
someone
liar?
a damn liar, a voter. This isn't
A
Trump,
voter.
President
But he's
Trump.
lying. He's lying. You acknowledge what he said wasn't even true. None of the mainstream media believes any of that was true.
I think it was the tone. I think it was the
Well,
tone that was off-putting to people.
As my mother said, God love you, dear.
I have to ask you about what's happening right now. President Trump is in the process of being impeached. The Senate trial is pending. I think it was the tone that was off-putting to people.
As my mother said, God love you, dear.
I have to ask you about what's happening right now. President Trump is in the process of being impeached. The Senate trial is pending. Republicans have suggested that they might call you or your son, Hunter Biden. If you are subpoenaed, would you comply?
No, I'm not going to let you take the eye off the ball here. Everybody knows what this is about. This is a Trump gambit he plays. Whenever he's in trouble, he tries to find someone else to divert attention to.
But
And
this
the
is a
fact-
real thing that's happening. Republicans
Sure.
are suggesting that they would subpoena you. And
Sure.
President Trump, these issues will be parsed out in the Senate trial.
That's right.
But the question is, would you comply with
No.
the subpoena?
I will not yield to what everybody is looking for here, and that is to take the eye off the ball. Everybody knows the issue here is not what I did, because no one has produced one scintilla of evidence that I did anything other than do my job for America as well as anybody could have done it. Making sure that we, in fact, got rid of a corrupt prosecutor who everybody, including our allies, as well as the IMF and everyone else said has to go. I did my job incredibly well. And even the people in his administration have testified to my character, testified to my honesty. So
But
why would I play?
you know it didn't look good for Hunter Biden to be on that board, even if he did nothing wrong. The optics weren't good. And you talk a lot about what it means to be a Biden and the integrity that is imbued in that family name. But there were former White House aides of yours who tried to warn you about the potential conflicts of interest.
Nobody warned me about a potential conflict of interest. Nobody warned me about that. And at the same time, this
George
was
Kent, the State Department official,
but-
testified that he raised it to you
No,
and
he
your
didn't
staff.
say
To your
me.
staff.
He did not
To your
say-
staff. I stand
never,
corrected.
Never heard that once.
To your
at all.
staff. And your
And
staff told him he has no bandwidth.
Well, my
for
son was
family
dying. I
matters.
guess that's why he said it, because my son was on his deathbed. But that's not the reason why they should have told me. And the fact of the matter is, my son testified and did an interview saying if he, looking back on it, made a mistake. He made a mistake, although he did nothing wrong. The appearance looked bad, and it gave thugs like Rudy Giuliani an excuse to come up with a Trumpian kind of defense why they were violating the Constitution. He inherited a god-awful circumstance where everything had collapsed. But
So what is it now? And what are you to it?
We have to go. Sorry, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Thank you so much.
I can tell you
Let's
what it is.
can we just wrap it?
What it is now is they're looking for somebody who can actually bring the world back together and get us off this precipice. And they're looking for someone who can actually get things passed. What good does it do if we cannot reach a consensus on issues relating to healthcare, education, climate change, dealing with guns and assault weapons? I've done those things. And why do you think the President of the United States is spending $12 million running negative ads against somebody 60 days before, or 90 days to start off, before the first caucus in the Democratic Party? He knows. And he knows I'm coming.
Mr. Vice President, thank you very much for your
Thank
time.
you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
very
so much.
much. Go.
You know, it's
Thank you.
We gotta go.